Welcome to the Summer of Love.
Part 3.5. We're giving love a real chance.
If you haven't seen part 1, don't miss it.
Stop!
What happened?
We have to go back. Hit reverse now.
We have to reframe the reframe? And to ring the reframe?
Woo! Yes, stat!
We all know what it feels like when something in marriage suddenly feels off.
A tone, a look, a comment, a forgotten chore, a misunderstanding.
And in just a few seconds, something small can start to feel big.
And the strange part is, later we often realize we were reacting to more than just the moment.
We were reacting through a frame.
And by the way,
This is Summer of Love Tour.
3.5.
Yeah, because after last week's episode on reframing,
We had so many of you ask the same question.
how do you actually create a reframe?
and before we jump in, if you're enjoying this series,
Go ahead and like, subscribe, and join our community.
we're building something here.
A place where couples come to create real connection.
So today, we're going to answer that question.
How do we reframe our marriage when we are lost in emotions?
Recognize this. The frame through which you see your marriage is always through.
This is huge.
Ready? Your frame of mind.
Ready to blow your mind? Boom! Toma.
Not your spouse's frame of mind.
Not your dog's frame of mind.
Which honestly might be easier because then all you'd have to do is give your spouse a Scooby snack.
I should try that on you. Chocolate?
Hey, that's not fair. But seriously, the frame through which you see your marriage is only and always your frame of mind. We have to ask ourselves, what is the frame of mind I brought to my marriage today?
Because you might have been framed.
Okay, babe, good one.
The frame could have been built by stress, a headache, or bad news.
Or something much older, an old frame from childhood quietly returning. And through that frame, you might suddenly feel unloved, unheard, unappreciated.
And here's the truth. The frame is constantly changing, and that changes how we see everything.
So when the frame is off, the marriage itself can look wrong, even though nothing inside the frame has actually changed.
The frame is often the only thing that needs to change.
Which is why it's actually true. Sometimes the frame is more expensive than the picture.
Sounds crazy.
Until you realize how powerful a frame really is.
Without the right frame, even a beautiful picture can look awkward, misplaced, diminished.
But with the right frame, the beauty inside the picture is revealed, the masterpiece can be seen.
And so it is in marriage. Today, we are not changing the person in the picture.
We are changing how we are holding the moment. It's all about your frame of mind. I think you'd better take them to the whiteboard.
Really, that means this just got real.
Oh yeah, it's about to get real.
Okay, I guess it is getting real. So I want to remind you of something really quickly about Marriage Magic. We are never seeking to be perfect. We have this scale that we use all the time that's 0 to 100. What we're always about is closing the gap, because we all know the very best of who we can be, and none of us, there's no exceptions to this, none of us are actually living that very best self. None of us. But we can strive to live that best self. So what we're about at Marriage Magic, in our relationships and our marriage, is closing the gap to continue to be a better and better human being, a better person, so that we move up the scale. Because maybe we're living at 60% of our best self in our marriage, but we know we can nudge up to 65%. And what a massive difference that is, just by being a part of this community. And so we work at closing the gap between the very best person we know we could be and the one that is living, breathing, and moving through us right now, just getting closer and closer. So we close the gap. Okay, so today we're closing the gap by looking at this concept of a frame. A reframe is not pretending something isn't painful when it's painful. A reframe is not denial. A reframe is not making excuses for bad behavior. And a reframe is not saying, I'm fine when we're not fine. A A reframe is choosing to see the moment through a lens that reveals more truth than less truth. You see, here's an amazing thing most people don't realize. We are all actually wired to see the negative. It's part of our survival instinct. But what once kept us alive is now quietly damaging our relationships, our marriage. So if we don't consciously choose a better frame, we will unconsciously choose a worse one. So let's walk through some powerful reframes you can use in your marriage when it starts looking like something is wrong, because maybe it's not. Step 1, remember. Remember who this is we're talking about. This is my spouse. Write it down. This is a big reframe. Who is this? This is my spouse. You might want to write it down. This is the person I chose. This is the person who also lives inside a nervous system, who gets overwhelmed, tired, misunderstood, reactive, and imperfect at times, just like I do. And here's the humility that changes everything. I'm not perfect either. That one thought can save a marriage from thousands of unnecessary arguments, and it's a total reframe. Because the moment I remember that my spouse doesn't have a perfect spouse either, something softens in me. I stop standing above them and I come back beside them. Step 2. Sometimes, step 2 is all we need. We ask, what else? In other words, what else could this mean? This is huge. When something upsetting happens, the mind is fast, and it is usually fast in the wrong direction. Remember what we said, looking for the negative. So you might think, they don't care. They're disrespecting me. They always do this. They're always pulling away. They should know better. Yeah, that's a good one. But pause and ask a better question. What else could this mean? What else could it mean? Maybe they're distracted, not dismissive. Maybe they're overwhelmed, not uncaring. Maybe they're being quiet because they're flooded emotionally, not because they don't love you. Maybe this is clumsiness, not cruelty. Maybe it is stress, not rejection. Now listen carefully. You are not lying to yourself. You are refusing to let the worst interpretation become the automatic truth. That is wisdom. Now, step 3. We ask the question, does this really matter? Number 3, does this really matter? Not in the heat of ego, but in the light of perspective. Ask yourself, in the grand scheme, does this actually matter? Will this matter next week, next month? How about 5 years from now? Or has my ego taken a paper cut and turned it into open heart flippin' surgery? Some arguments are not about the truth, are they? They're about irritation, control, fatigue, expectation. A mature marriage learns the difference between what needs to be addressed and what needs to be released. Not everything deserves a courtroom. Some things deserve a shrug, a smile, a let it go. All right, step 4. Ask the question, would I rather be right or happy? Oh boy. Right or happy. You see, being right and miserable is not wisdom. It's a bad bargain. And let's be honest, many times when we are certain we are right about something,
Yep, that is dangerous.
well, we aren't fully right about that thing, are we? Sometimes. It's our version. It's our angle, our interpretation, our what? Frame of mind. Because, my friends, you have been framed. In a court of law by your peers, you have been framed. I've been framed, you've been framed, we've all been framed. Because we go out into the world and our mind is affected by stress, by ideas, by concepts, by images, by social media. We're getting framed, and our expectations are being put in all kinds of unrealistic places at times, and we're stressed because of the frame, and we're thinking false things because of we're being framed.
Wow, Times Square is incredible. It's so magical.
Wait, what's this?
What is it, honey?
A picture frame? No picture, you forgot!
I didn't forget it. It's magic.
Yeah!
But we're innocent. We're innocent. And right now, we're learning to take control of that frame so that when we get framed by the world, and we are every single day, we're getting framed, we can choose to say, nope, not up in here. I'm not taking that frame up in here. I'm changing that frame that you hoisted upon me because my marriage is more important than your ideas of how I should be thinking and seeing. All right, so use the KISS promise. This is from our new book, and I wrote it bad right there, so I'm going to read it. The KISS promise. Our new book is called You May Kiss. That kiss we took, that very first kiss, stands for kindness, intimacy, silliness, and support. KISS. It's a constant reframe to bring us back where? To reframe our mind back to what we call the I do moment. That moment where you knew, where there was clarity of mind. So when we live the kiss, kindness, intimacy, silliness, support, it reframes our mind back to that moment, back to that decision, to who that person really is in our heart and in our soul, that we may have lost among the stress, we may have forgotten, but they're still there. So kindness, even when we're frustrated, we might say to ourselves, I refuse to weaponize my words. Kindness, intimacy, I choose closeness, vulnerability, emotional and physical connection, silliness. I refuse to make everything heavy. I choose play, humor, and lightness, and finally support. I remember my spouse needs an ally, not a prosecutor. So when a moment goes sideways, use the KISS reframe and ask yourself, what would support look like right now for my spouse? When we support our spouse, we support our marriage, by the way. Step 6, reframe before you react. So this is like a reframe inside of a reframe. 5, step 6. It's like a reframe inside of a reframe. Reframe before you react. This is where the rubber meets the road, where we really start practicing things. Before you respond, before you snap, before you shut down, pause, breathe, slow your body, and silently say, there is another way to see this. But this is a reframe inside of a reframe. There is another way to see this. That one sentence creates space, and that space is sacred in marriage. Because if you can create even 5 seconds between the trigger and your reaction, wisdom has time to walk back into the room. Step 7, protect.
Protect the picture.
I will.
So here is the heart of all of this. When the frame becomes harsh, distorted, prideful, fearful, the relationship inside it starts to look wrong.
A picture frame? No picture, you
How
forgot!
could it not, right? But that does not always mean the relationship is wrong. Just because it looks wrong because of the frame, it may simply mean the frame needs to change. And so you can call upon the steps here to reframe it. Put humility around it. Put compassion around it. Put memory around it. Put perspective around it. Put the kiss around it. Put grace around it. Use these other steps, the reframe inside the reframe and all of them, so that you protect the image, because the image inside is what matters, and suddenly the picture looks different. Not fake different, true different. Because love can be hidden by a bad frame. And the beauty, the love, can be released, set free by the truth. Let's take a moment and recap the reframe. Number 1, remember this is the one you chose, your spouse above all others. Number 2, what else could be causing this? What might have happened in the day of your spouse? What could have gone wrong? Stress, a misunderstanding elsewhere that created a frame that they brought into your marriage. That's a reframe. To consider that, it creates grace. Number 3, does this really matter? Whatever's going on, that's most likely caused by the wrong frame. Does it really matter 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Number 4, would you rather be right or happy? That's a powerful reframe anytime, anywhere. Choosing happiness is wisdom. Number 5, the kiss, kindness, intimacy, silliness, support. That first kiss you shared as a married couple, that's what you promised each other, and that's a reframe. Number 6, reframe before you react. This is the reframe inside the reframe. Take a breath, get things in perspective. Number 7, protect the truth, the image inside the frame. Your love, that's the truth, that's what matters. Not the frame. The frame changes on a daily basis, but that love, protect it and reframe it every time you need to remember who this person is, and that being happy has always been the reason for your union.
So if something in your marriage feels off right now, maybe the first question is not, what is wrong with you?
Maybe the first question is, what false frame of mind am I putting around our love?
Because when we change the frame, we often change our feelings.
And when we change our feelings, we are rewriting the script.
You don't have to pretend everything is perfect.
But you can choose to see your spouse through a frame that gives love a chance to be seen again.
Protect the picture.
I will.
And if you're enjoying this series,
Go ahead and like, subscribe, and join our community.
we're building something here.
A place where couples come to create real connection.